one day to mix things up a bit.
You're just happy you found your fan club.
I've been waiting 6 years for your second book. Is it coming out soon?
I'm working on it.
What do you do for money then?
You married rich.
I actually came here looking for inspiration.
You both are so terrifyingly good in this, and you're both just so extraordinary separately. So seeing you two together on screen for me was like fireworks. You're such a dynamic duo. Congratulations on this movie.
Thank you so
much. When I left the film, I felt like there was so much to unpack. As I was driving home, I was thinking about wounded masculine energy, how we relate to men as women, you know, rich people, poor people, the killing of the ego. And that's why this movie's so good, because there's so much to unpack. So I wanted to know, from your vantage point, having played James and Gabby, how are you personally interpreting this film?
I had a similar reaction to you when I first read the script. It touches on so many interesting aspects of being a human. Like you said, in terms of James, the masculinity, it has that kind of eat the rich narrative. There's a little bit of that. But first and foremost, I would say the way it deals with mortality and our fear of death, and to go on that journey that James goes on, to be literally confronted with your own mortality and face to face with your own death, to witness that, to see a clone who is you and who retains all your memories, who believes that he is you, get executed in such a brutal way. What does that do to James? What does that evoke in him, and where do we take it from there? Was really, really fascinating to explore.
Wow. What about you, Mia? What was your personal interpretation of it?
Yeah, when I was reading the script, it seemed like a really interesting meditation on power. That to me is what was really coming through, and especially the kind of the corrupting nature of power, and then even more specifically the female corrupting nature of power. I think we see so often what that looks like with male characters, but it's quite rare to see it with this female character. Also rage. And female rage in film, and I think very often it's rage is considered something negative, but I actually think it's can be rather productive if you're able to harness something in the way that Gabby's able to harness this rage that she has within her, and she's able to project that into something that's very cathartic for her, and she's able to express these demons that she has, and she's able to kind of, unfortunately take it out on James.
Wow, Mia, so many things just popped in my head as you were saying that. I love what you just said about rage and how it can be productive in the same way that almost envy can be a motivator. And yeah, I was thinking about that the whole time when Gabby says to James, this woman does what a lot of women do to men, and that is, make them feel weak. And then to see how Gabby sort of flipped that was just, it was so interesting to see the other side of that power coin. You have this tendency to play such seductive characters, Mia, and I love it so much. And I wanted to know, what is the key to playing a seductive character, and how do you personally tap into the art of seduction?
I think seduction is something that is quite instinctual. I remember, actually not wanting to really know who Alex was. I didn't really want to spend a lot of time with him. I thought it was beneficial if actually we were able to have a bit of distance together, so that we didn't actually get to know each other very well. I'd heard a lot about him and how wonderful and such a sweet man he is, and if I knew that and we were to become friends, it would have taken away from something, something that you can't really explain, and it's just, so I kept my distance, and that's definitely something I used as a way to kind of to help with the seduction, I guess.
Wow, what was it like meeting each other then for the first time after filming it then?
Well, I
Like,
mean,
really?
we did meet. We said hello, hi, nice to meet you, and but I just kept my distance. I don't even know if you realized that, but like they would go for dinners and things, and I didn't want to be a part of that. Just kind of.
Did you know that, Alexander?
Yeah, I knew that was Mia's process, and I understood it, and I thought it was interesting, and to kind of charge those moments in the beginning.
I wanted to get to know him on camera.
Because it was also, we shot the dinner scene when Mia's character, Gabby, and her husband, when they take us out to that Chinese restaurant, and there's that awkward moment, the two couples trying to get to know each other. That was the first day on set, which is quite nice to start with that, because we didn't really know each other very well. And in terms of the seduction, I think it was about, James is very vulnerable in the beginning of the movie. He's very open to being seduced because his ego is shattered. He's got no self-confidence, and he's a failed writer. He's desperately trying to find inspiration, but he hasn't really found any. So to meet someone who actually looks at him and is interested in him and has read his book, one of the 12 people in the world who actually read his very pretentious book, The Variable Sheath. That's what seduction is about, getting that hook into someone, isn't it? And once it's in, then you got that person, and it's about that connection. And it was really, really exciting and thrilling to shoot that sequence when Mia, as Gabby, plays around with James and hooks him, and that whole night. And then when they go to the club, and there's that strong connection, and he'll be eating out of her hand from that moment on, because he's just finally someone sees him and appreciates him, or so he thinks.
And that sort of ties into the killing of the ego, or what I was interpreting as the killing of the ego. And I wondered for you, Alexander, what was it like? You know, watching your own death is such a fascinating concept. How did that change the meaning, or maybe not, of your own existence? You know, did it alter how you think of mortality in any way?
In a way, it's almost a reversal of that, because I feel like James's ego was already killed or shattered in the beginning, and watching himself as the clone fight for his life, to feel that vitality evokes something, and it awakens something in James. So in a way, I feel that and the way Gabby is playing with James and starts to instill him with confidence and awakens the ego in a way where he almost has hubris at a certain point in the movie. And that was a surprising twist, but really exciting to explore.
How did playing James help you find meaning, like, in your own existence? Like, what were you thinking?
Yeah, it didn't really give me any profound answers to the meaning of my existence, but it sure was a great waste of time. I had fun.
That's all it's about, right?
That's all it's about, you know.
It's always about having
little
fun.
moment of time we have. I felt like it was well spent on set for 2 months with me and the rest of the guys.
I can 1,000% confirm that. And on the topic of fun, we actually have a surprise for you guys.
Oh my God, no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm so attracted to myself right now.
This is crazy.
I can't believe how beautiful I am.
These are clone masks.
I saw they made a whole body, obviously in the end of the movie. We're not going to give anything away, but people know it's about my character gets cloned a bunch of times. So it was a life-size, full-body version of myself, and it was very, very uncomfortable to experience that, and slightly arousing.
I think the eyes move. Can we keep these?
Yes, they're for you.
Who made these?
Neon made them for you guys.
That's cool.
Are they they're from the this is the one in the movie, right? The one we actually used? Correct. What do I do with this? Can I, like, where do I put this? Like, hey, welcome home, guys. Come on in. Oh, don't mind this one.
Listen, if I
Wow.
saw that when I walked through the door, I would definitely be staying to hang out. You guys are so incredible. Thank you for your time and energy.
I'll hang
and
it
for
over my
putting
bed. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?